Woo, it is hot. We are here at Ashley's house. Maybe you met Ashley before in another video. She's my natural builder friend who I'm also now working with on my land to come up with the design. And I am here at her place for one of her natural build days. We're going to go over there in a second. We're going to see what they're doing. But essentially we are doing natural building and there's a lot of mud involved. So we're using sand, clay, and straw to make a material that can be used to build a structure. Now, last year we visited Ashley here while she was building this house, and today it's finished. And so in this video we're also going to take a tour of her completed house so you can see what it's like inside a natural structure. Which is, you know, this is the oldest technique, this is the oldest form of construction there is, so it's not like a new thing, it's something that I think that we are remembering, and Ashley is actually a teacher in that. So let's just peek really quick. So I'm not going to go inside because my feet are still super muddy, but ooh, look at this. So last time we were here, this was just it was like scaffolding with a lot of mud showing. And today, it's this beautiful structure. And there she is, it's an Ashley. We saw Ashley yesterday in a video. Here, come, the lighting is better over here. Yeah, cool, so you guys met Ashley yesterday in a video. We were starting the process on my land, going from a very rough piece of land and starting to create visions. And you're someone who's done a lot of visioning here on this land, and we are standing in
a vision.
You're standing in a vision.
Yeah, totally. And something that's really cool, like 2 little notes on this land. So I don't own this land, right? I get to steward this land for someone else. And I like to present that to people because not everyone feels like, oh, I've got 20 grand I can spend on land and then I can build a house. So this is an alternative for those folks who are like, it's not going to be economically viable for me to buy land. But guess what? You don't have to. You can steward land and just bring your skill set to people, and they're so freaking grateful.
So tell us about this house. What's it made of? And why did you choose to do it this way rather than like traditional construction?
Oh, that's a good question. Should we tell them about it while we sit in here?
Yeah, I need to go wash my feet. So here's what I'm gonna do. You do you. I'm gonna just show them really quick what's happening. I'm gonna wash my feet and then I'm gonna come inside.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right, let's go, guys. So what's really cool is that natural building is best done in community and with friends. And that's how you can keep these structures really, really affordable and really cheap. So this house over there that I'll about to show you, all the materials cost less than $5,000. So that's not including the labor, but if you get a group of friends together, like we're doing here, you can do amazing things. So let's go. So we got some beautiful friends here. So right now we're creating the material for this temescal. So this is going to be a sauna, and I think she said something like the materials for this cost less than $150. So really, if you can, if you know what you're doing, yes, and if you have people willing to do it with you. And how do you know what you're doing? Well, you could take a course. Like, so Ashley's offering a course in this in April, so I'm taking that course. I'm really excited about it, and I'm grateful. I'm really grateful to have these different points of view for how to approach my land project, how to approach my home. What is the best way to build a home these days? You know, what is the most affordable way? What is the most nature-friendly way? What is the way that's going to feel the best to live inside? So here, oh wait, the music, we can't go into the music, damn it. Let's go from over here and then we'll zoom in. Okay, so that house over there is one of the ones that we're working on. Materials cost less than $5,000, and they're doing a mud and straw mixture in the walls, and then that's gonna get plastered over, just like this is plastered over. And look, it looks amazing. It doesn't look like a house of mud. It looks like a beautiful, amazing structure. Okay, let's go wash the feet. We gotta get away from that music. Oops, sorry, honey. All right. She's so pretty. All right, let's go down here. So Ashley's been living here for like, what, 7 years you've been living here? And it's kind of like a magical fairyland. And now she has a few friends living here as well. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's so good. Not gonna lie, it's been really hot, and we're just like moving mud, stomping mud. Yeah, great. And yeah, this feels really good. Yeah, it's like, it looks like an adobe home. Yeah, exactly. So I think, let's ask Ashley what the difference is between this and an adobe home. Oh, hi, Carrie. Carrie, sorry. Sometimes I see your name, the way it's spelled, and my brain does something different, even though I know it's Carrie. Okay, great. Well, that's the best we're gonna get right now. That's what you get for playing in mud. You get muddy feet. What are you gonna do? Okay. Alright. Yeah, Guadalupe. There is such a wonderful community here, and I think that's why I am so excited to like live here and build my home here. It's because it's not just the land, it's not just the nature, it's not just like that everything is really affordable. It's the fact that I have this incredible community here. You know, we got the farm, you got Casa Curativa, you got Karuna, you got Love Pro, you got the Fungi Academy. You got all of the amazing people in between, you know, so that's, I mean, you get stuff like this. Look at this. Look at this cool house. All right, let's go upstairs. So right now what they're doing is they're mushing the sand, clay, water, and straw together. I knew it. Sometimes I forget the words in English. Actually, someone was asking, they said, oh, it looks like an adobe house.
Ding, ding, ding. We have adobes in here. But, surprise, it's more than that.
So what makes something adobe versus not adobe?
I'll tell you.
Okay, let's go. So last time we saw this place, it was just scaffolding and mud. Mm-hmm. And now it's
Squish and feathers.
Squish and feathers. I love it. Wow.
Yeah, so technically this space is still missing one coat of plaster, but I got excited and I needed to be in it already. So welcome into the little home. For those of you who remember just getting to see the muddy walls, I think when you were in here last, there were like a bunch of patches on the walls.
Yeah, it was just mud. They looked like mud, and I think that was really confusing for people.
They were like,
how are you going to live in a house of mud? Is it going to wash away? Is it going to, how is that stable? How is that a good idea?
Right. So I'll tell you why it's a good idea. Number one, obviously we're in a time of like unprecedented environmental challenge, right? On a planet where we're using a ton of resources. Well, the construction industry is one of the most polluting industries on the planet. It produces more than 30% of the planet's CO2. So
I did not know that.
It's literally one of our biggest like culprits, right? And that's actually just like the cement industry and the timber industry, which doesn't include all of these other kind of side industries. So those corporations are responsible for so much of this kind of like degradation of the environment, excessive logging. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I try to emphasize for people is like, this practice, first of all, we do it because it's fun, right? It's amazing. It's enjoyable.
We were just stomping in mud.
We were. It gets you engaged in your body. It gets you activated. It makes you strong, right? Like,
she is one of the strongest people I know, for sure. She carries rocks up the mountain.
And not just because it's good exercise. So, you know, it's fun. It's enjoyable. Anyone can plug in. Children, elders, folks who have different ability levels or attention spans. And so it's so empowering in that way because it gives us like a common skill set to be able to take self-responsibility and create something for ourselves. And how many of you have like actually gotten to be like, whoa, I built this for myself or for my lover or for my children or for the next generation, right? So it's amazingly fun. It's practical skills. And then also you end up saving money on material costs by using the materials that are right here on the land. So that's one of the things we talk a lot about in the courses is how do you come to a piece of land and identify what resources are here, how can I use them, and how can I be in a relationship of basically like transmuting them from one form to another.
Wow, so that really makes you think of like, you know, we went and saw my piece of raw land yesterday. what could you, just from this surface level, like what could you assess about my land of like what's available that we could use to build with?
So, first we look at like, what are we seeing? On your land, what do you notice right away?
Rocks. A lot of
Rocks, right?
Ton of rocks.
Ton of rocks. Well, where do you see rocks? Show them this, like, you see all the stone here? This is an aspect of the foundation. It's called the stem wall. It's what lifts the earth off the ground. So that's a little altar space.
I love the altar. I love how it's like built into the wall. It's
Right?
just so beautiful.
And you can see, like, there are certain things like that that are just
So there are the
incorporated.
rocks. Yeah,
so there's
yeah,
the
yeah.
stone. So that's called the stem wall. It's what lifts the earth off the ground. For those of you who are like, how the heck does this not just melt? Well, it doesn't melt because it's not sitting on the ground, right? It's not receiving the elements. We kind of create this separation with the stone.
Okay.
So right away, I know on your land, we got foundations done. Check, right?
Amazing.
And then the other thing that's on your land is quite a lot of trees. Like potentially, if there's some of those trees that we decide to take out, we can utilize that wood in different ways.
And I want to say something about that because some people are like, I'm surprised you would take any plants out, you know, because you love the plants so much. And it was like, yes. And that's true, and it's okay to take some plants out. It's okay to occasionally take some trees out, as long as we're putting a lot back in. We're not just taking it out and you know, building a concrete skyscraper.
Right, right, exactly. And you know, we're making strategic choices about that. It's like we're not going to take out a fruit tree that takes 10 years to fruit and is already 6 years into its process. Like we're going to totally
We saw
honor
some
that.
of those. Oh, hi Holly, thank you.
And yeah. So, what else do I want to say about natural?
What's your favorite part about living in this house made of mud?
Oh man. One thing that I love, so an amazing aspect of having these incredible thick walls is that it regulates the temperature super well. So, Erica, are you nice and cool in here in a long sleeve right now?
Yes, I am.
It's perfect temp. So I love that because at night, guess what? I can be totally naked in here and I'm not even cold. And that's rare. Here, if you're like naked at night, you're
cold.
Yeah,
It's
you
cold.
want
It's
sweaters.
cold. It's hot during the day, but it's cold during the night.
But then, can I show you my favorite thing?
Yes, please.
Okay, but I might have to take it because I don't know if you can climb
Do you
up
want
the
it?
ladder with
Do you want it? Here, we'll flip the camera so it's that way.
Okay.
So now you're choosing.
Okay, everybody. So listen, this is my construction ladder. It will not look like this. We'll have a cute one that hangs, that's attached up here and tucks up. But I'm going to take you upstairs.
I've never been upstairs.
I didn't make my bed, so don't judge. But, 1 second. I'm not going to show you till the big reveal. Yeah, you can come, babe. Okay, ready, Freddies?
Ooh,
Check it out now.
This is great up here.
Check out the view, Air.
Wow, so you wake up to this. That's amazing.
Yep, so then, let's look this way. Come snuggle in bed, Erica.
Yeah.
So, then, we'll scan over.
Oh, I love the shape of the windows.
Right?
And you just designed those because this is made of, like, essentially earth. You can just make these custom shapes.
Guess who gave me these windows?
Who?
Luke. They were broken pieces of glass from his property.
Nice.
So this is a space. This is what I get to look at. Wow. I can see fuego exploding from bed. Oh, if you tap it.
Sometimes it works. Oh, wait, but if you double tap it, yeah. If you double tap it, it flips.
So what an incredible thing, right? And this is the reality. Like, the house is super small. We don't need much. And one of the amazing things about natural building is coming back to that question of, like, what do you need? What do you want? And being able to self-regulate and say, hey, I'm not going to maybe meet all my wants, but I'm definitely going to meet all my needs. And I'm going to try and meet the needs of our other than human kin who are around us, right?
Like who?
The animals, of course. And the insects. And the community members.
I just want to point out, you're making a video right now. I'm not even touching it. You're doing it.
Guys, you have to know that, like, when you guys saw me first last year, I was like, Erica, I'm not going to be on the internet. No. So, thank you all for receiving us.
Shelly says you two are a blessing.
Oh, thanks, Shelly.
Amazing.
All of the wooden stuff, yeah. Yeah, so the ceiling is a type of pine. I'll show you something kind of cool. The ceiling is a type of pine, and it has this blue lines on it. It's also perfect for stretching.
Wow. Oh yeah, it's great.
Isn't it?
Oh my god, it's great.
But it's a type of pine that has this blue color in it, and it's because of a certain beetle, and it doesn't do anything bad to the wood. It just makes it this blue color, so a lot of people don't want it. Wow, and I'm like, I'll take it. So, yeah.
Wow.
Here, I'll pass it back to you.
Wow. Amazing. Carol says, I hope you make a real staircase in your home. You are young and don't understand that this will be important.
Guess what? This is not my forever home. One of the things that I talk about with design, which Erica and I will probably talk about when you're really getting into the meat of your home, is that I use a model called the 7 generations model. We're asking the question of like, what will 7 generations of people need in this house? This will not be the place I raise my babies. You think I want a baby toppling over this loft? I've thought about it a lot. So this will be the space where, like, while I'm building my house, I get to be in here. And then, you know, as that house is ready, I'll move, and then I'll probably have this for guests or friends or rent it.
And that's kind of what I'll be doing too. It's like we're going to start with like a tinier house.
Yeah.
So first we're going to like design the land and how things are going to be laid out, and then the tiny house, and then I'll live in the tiny house temporarily while we work on the bigger house, which is more like a place I could raise babies.
Yeah. And Erica, guess what? Because we're doing the small first, we can make any mistakes. We can have a learning process together. We can figure out, you know, maybe Erica thought she liked a lot of square windows, and she finds out from that house, she's like, oh my god, no, I want round sculpted windows. And we get to make that error on a smaller scale, investing less money, and doing a lot of that learning of how are you as a designer, how are we in our designing relationship together, and figuring out kind of all of those details.
And I think that's what's so cool, that you're really expanding my perception of, like, I grew up thinking that a house should look a certain way and that windows have to be squares, and then now I'm seeing all these like, wait, you're telling me, oh thank you Goldie, you're telling me that windows can be funny shapes and I can be imaginative and I can wait, what? So wow.
Yeah.
Tammy says we call it beetle kill here in Colorado. People use it for ceilings too. It's a pretty piece of wood.
Totally.
Yeah, it is pretty.
It's really awesome. And yeah, I think that's one of the things that's amazing about natural building is like, there are limitations structurally, but aesthetically, you know, you can have anything from super modern bachelor pad to like whimsical fairy house.
I want a whimsical fairy house.
Ashley, can you make a heart window? Of course I can make a heart window. Oh, we look like we could be sisters.
We do.
Yeah, so you have just so much possibility and so much self-expression, because I don't know about you, but when you go to IKEA or you go to Target or you go wherever you buy your home stuff, you know, in the States, do those things have a lot of meaning?
Whatever meaning you put into them.
Right. But you didn't necessarily make them. You don't know who made them. You don't know what those factory conditions were. You don't know any of that. But when you take responsibility for creating your walls, now I can say there have been hundreds of hands that have touched these walls, that have put good energy into them, love, prayers, you know, whatever they were bringing. And so I'm literally surrounded by a space of meaning at all times.
Wow.
So I'm not like in this place that has no significance to me.
And also, like, there's something you said, like, there are poisonous materials in a lot of...
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
People can be poisoned in their own homes. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. So some of you might not know, maybe Erica's mentioned, but I also do herbalism work. And one of the things I was noticing in the clinical setting was working with a lot of people who were having a lot of autoimmune disorders, a lot of exposure to mold, a lot of chronic health conditions. And I was kind of trying to figure out what was going on with them. And eventually I started doing home visits. And I would identify pretty quickly in their homes the way that they were actually being poisoned by their own homes.
Wow.
So the building industry, of course, uses a bunch of toxic materials to create spaces that you are spending most of your time in. Most people in the States or in Europe are what I call indoor humans, where they're spending a lot of time indoors, which isn't a bad thing. But if your house is a poison box, it could be a pretty freaking dangerous thing, right? So, so that's one thing I like for people to understand is like, hey, kind of like the expression you are what you eat, you will become what you're surrounded by. So you don't want to have mold toxicity in your body just because the building industry says, hey, you should use drywall and these other things that are, you know, prevalently impacted by mold. So one of the cool things about natural building is that when we have these natural plasters, this is a lime plaster, and I'll show you guys clay plasters when we get the other house done. But when you do these plasters, it regulates your indoor humidity to an average of 50% humidity, which is optimal for human lung health. So guess what? No more of those like chronic lung problems, colds, all those things that are actually caused by our environment, not by just like, you know, the flu. So
Wow. It's kind of mind-blowing. Well, I'm glad you're here to help me.
I know. I'm glad I'm here too.
Oh my gosh. So, Scott was saying you need your own channel.
My own channel? Oh boy, Scott, that'd be a big stretch for me. But maybe with your guys' encouragement, slowly
we're easing her into the online world. I think that's something that I'm grateful to be able to do. Is I like cross these worlds and I meet these amazing people who otherwise wouldn't normally be expressing themselves on the internet. Like, you're living on the top of a mountain, like doing what you do, helping your community, and you're not someone who's like actively putting yourself out in the world in such a big scale, like an artist, like a great artist. They just like they focus on their work, and so I really enjoy having the opportunity to bring like your wisdom to the people who will benefit from it. So
thanks, babe. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know if you guys can see this. I have this little sunflower seed tattooed on my hand.
I wondered about that.
Oh, let me tell you. So there are a couple things that this means for me, but originally, one of the things that happened when I was 17, I left the United States. I had
How old are you now?
I'm 31.
Okay.
No, I was 18. Yeah, I just turned 18. And I left the U.S., and I went to Panama, and I was living there, and I had someone look at me one day, and she's like, hey, trust the seed you came here to plant. And she said it like so casually, and it was one of those moments where you're just like, what? You know? And I was like, the seed I came here to plant. And my little 18-year-old self kind of had this moment of really recognizing that each of us holds really different seeds that we came here to plant. No one can judge them. We each have individual ones. We can't compare them. There's no use in that. Right? And we have to trust this seed.
Trust the seed you came to plant.
And sow it. And then she also said something else casually one day. She goes, just remember, everything you do plants a seed. What do you want to grow? And just walked away. She just said these things. And I'm like, you realize you just totally you gave me food for thought for the next 10 years. Like one sentence, right? So all of that to be said, like I'm really trying to grow in my capacity to trust the seed that I came here to sow. And that also means trusting that the right people are going to receive that seed. And that I'm not responsible for how it sprouts, but I'm still going to plant it.
It's like that parable that you cast your seeds, and some will fall on good soil, and some will fall on dry on dry soil. Some will be eaten by birds, and like you don't worry about it. You just keep casting your seeds, and just like trust.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Endless trust. So that's what this is about. But also the sunflower, because guess what it does?
Makes you happy?
Yeah, of course. But no, I was really mesmerized by the fact that, you know, the sunflower just follows the light. It moves its whole head to orient itself towards that which feeds it. And so it's constantly being like, okay, guess what? You're moving, I can adapt. You're moving, I'm going to adapt. All in one day, right? It makes this arc with the sun. And so it inspires us to also move towards that which feeds us.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Magic.
Amazing. Well, let's go back downstairs and see the house again, because some people just joined. Sharon says she loves the information you have to share. Thank you.
Aww,
Someone else said, Tammy said you have the perfect everything for it to be a video influencer.
Oh God.
Oh God. Oh, look at this view. Amazing. Do you see the elephant being eaten by the boa constrictor? I do.
Oh, I was like, what?
You know, the Saint-Exupéry, the Little Prince.
Yes.
The Little Prince talks about how adults can't see the boa, the elephant. They think it's just like a drawing of a hat, but really it's a picture of a boa constrictor eating an elephant. I heard that he came here and was inspired by that view to come up with that story. Is that true? I hope it is.
Only God knows.
Okay.
Here, I want to show them the view from this angle.
Yeah, here, you do.
Okay, everybody. So, oh wow, it's like so zoomed in.
Because I was just zooming. So
there we go. Okay, everybody. So there's the little corner desk, right? Little set of shelves me and my lover made. Wait till I show you the magic he makes. You're gonna freak. This is my cozy corner. Underneath I have tea storage, undies, socks, cozy stuff.
I love that.
And then, you know, my armoire, my dresser. Ooh, climbing down the ladder at the same time. Hanging altar stuff, my incenses, candles. This is my paddle for my canoe that my lover made me. My drum I made. Erica looking great.
I love how my lover made me this canoe. My lover.
Well, they haven't seen the canoe yet, Erica.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so everything's super simple, right? It's just like your standard closet. Dun da da dun.
She's actually from a different time, which is why she just fits so well with this simple life.
This is also this fabulous little wood thing that we made, and these are all the flowers that my partner and I harvested while we were traveling through the U.S. last year. That was fun. Wow. And Erica being wonderful.
So inspiring. Oh my God.
And there's Copal.
Oh yeah, we met Copal yesterday. Oh, these guys, they love dogs so much.
Well, Copal's amazing. He was nearly dead when he was a pup, and we got him all good now.
Oh. Oh. He's so sweet. Oh,
He's
Jack, I'm sorry
amazing.
you're annoyed.
He's an amazing character.
Oh, Michelle says she loves the floor. Yeah, me too. So you are these the rocks you carried up from the river?
Yeah.
Oh my
All
God.
the stone that you see, guys, we had to carry up because by the time we started building this house, we had used all the stone on the land for other things.
Wait, so you carried the stones up the mountain from the river?
Yep. And there wasn't a road. Like, now we have this road. Maybe one day we'll do a walk video so they can see what it's like to actually get here.
Oh, I passed Gloria's house on the way here.
Yeah.
I passed through, it's like a village. You have to pass through, it's either you hike up a mountain or you go the other side to pass through a village.
Mm-hmm. And it's really sweet. Like, all my neighbors are just the most amazing people and just have so much playfulness with them. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, we didn't have a road. Now we can take the truck, like, at least up that road and then hike only half the way.
Oh, that steep road you're talking about.
But that didn't used to exist.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So there was no other way to get anything here besides just on your back. So all the wood for the house that you saw, we carried up, me, Didge, my partner, and 5 local friends. And it's like one of those things where you carry... How old am I? I'm 31. Where you carry, you know, all day and you're just dripping sweat, and at the end of the day you're like, oh, I deserve a massage and I feel fabulous. So, yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
How long has she lived in the house? This house, I just moved in 7 months ago.
Wow. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening over here?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So this is...
Well, people also want to know where your kitchen and bathroom are.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the kitchen for this house isn't finished yet.
Okay.
It will be around this side. I don't know if Erica showed you where the wood pile is.
Briefly.
But there's like a little wraparound porch here, and on this side will be the kitchen.
Tracy's asking, how much did it cost to build this house?
That's a great question. About $3,000 US. Right?
Well, you're also not paying for the labor because you're doing it yourself, right?
Yeah,
so that's just
exactly.
the cost of the materials.
Uh-huh. And mostly it was the cost of like me getting people to help us carry rocks up a mountain.
Got it.
So let's look this way again.
Okay.
So what we're looking at here is Alish. He's my best friend in the whole wide world.
He's my neighbor.
Hola, hola.
He's my neighbor on my land now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Erica's closest neighbor, one of my dearest friends in the village. So we're looking at this feature is actually a spiral. We'll walk into it in a second, but it's going to be a shower area. So it's a little shower spiral. In between is the temazcal, or the sauna. So today we're working on putting the roof on. And next to that is a wall that will be like a small bench next to the sauna. So you take off your clothes there and hop in the sauna. And then we have what will hopefully be Digi's house. And one of the cool things is that we designed this house so that when you're up in bed, you can't see this house, even though we're literally like, how many meters do you think are feet?
I don't know. Not far.
Not far from each other.
Wow.
So
that's nice. You still have that sense of privacy. I love it. So you're just really getting to create the world as you want it to be.
Yeah, exactly. Space for all your best friends to live. So this is our friend Max's land, and he is just an incredible human. He's living in the States. I met him in this very serendipitous story. I think I actually told it on the first video we did, but I'll tell you guys it some other day. It's a long and crazy tale. I came for a week, stayed for 7 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he is like allowing for just expression and exploration with the building. And yeah, it's a really special relationship we have. So
Yeah, it must be. So what are these guys doing here?
they are mixing cob. So cob, again, is that mixture of clay soil, sand, and straw. And this is one of the oldest building techniques. There are everything from like tiny playhouse structures you can build with this to, you know, 7-story buildings that are in Yemen.
Building.
I'm not kidding.
But
They're
isn't
in
it just
Yemen.
like
They're 900 years old.
wow? So this whole idea of like, oh, but it won't last, is not really valid.
It's not valid at all. All of our ancestors built this way, no matter where your ancestors are from, right? It doesn't matter if they're from Africa, Europe, Asia. They all use the same kind of set of natural materials from, you know, some type of fiber, whether that's straw or, you know, all these other sisal and all these other fibers
Horsehair.
People use. Horsehair, perhaps, human hair, if you wish. Kind of creepy. And clay soil, sand, and then some type of timber or bamboo. So what they're doing, this cob can be free sculpted, right? That's how we get all these sculpty, curvy windows using cob. And then adobe, the difference between cob and adobe is that the adobes are put into forms and made into these kind of like Lego building blocks.
Is it like, are those adobe over
Those
there?
are adobe.
Okay,
Yep.
so the adobe bricks right there. And cob is malleable and you can sculpt it to be
Yeah.
circular windows, whereas the cob is just bricks.
Yep, basically.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm just looking
Scott's asking, are you from the States?
I am from the States. I'm from Minneapolis. But I've been out of the States for a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Do you want to go, can we go inside? Can you show us?
Yeah. Do you want to see like inside the shower?
Yeah. Well, amazing. So you mix all the stuff together and you mush it.
And then same deal?
Same deal. Go for it. Wow. I think there's some storage in here right now. Yeah, it's kind of bucket storage. But come on.
Whoa.
Andres is using this for his. But we have little alcoves where, you know,
Nice.
this will get all plastered and then eventually you'll put your shampoo, your soaps, that sort of thing here. And then, Erica, peep out the window and give yourself a little.
Oh my God.
See, Andres,
Whoa.
the view.
Wow. So this is going to be your shower view.
Yep.
Wow.
And I made it like this too, so that you could see if someone's walking past on the path. Your partner could come peek in and tell you they love you, or whatever. And we're all super close in community, so we're not shy about being like, oh, hey, Dad, you know,
Yeah.
all our friends while we shower. We want that kind of like openness and friendliness and connection. Not that that's right for everyone, but for us, it's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is our peephole, our
Hi,
porthole.
people. Porthole.
Well, I don't mind.
Yeah, so they add sand, clay, straw, and water, and they mix it together. Wow, cool, right? Yeah, and so if you have any interest in learning this, you can come here and learn from Ashley. She's teaching a course in April.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the course.
Oh yeah, awesome. So April 17th we begin. It's called The Elements of Natural Building, and it's a 9-day deep dive into the art and practice of natural building. And it's, you know, really centered around cultivating this relationship to the elements, to your own elemental nature, to coming into right relationship with ourselves and the earth, and then learning how to create structures from that place of like wholeness and groundedness and connection and interconnection. And we're doing that in community, right? We're practicing being in spaces with people, creating healthy communal dynamics, and focusing on body care. So we have yoga, meditation, song every morning. We have temascalis, saunas in the evening, and then we have like jam-packed days of muddy magic, class and learning.
And we stay together at the
Stay
bamboo.
together at the Bamboo, which I don't know if you've ever done a video
No,
there.
yeah, I have actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space owned by another community member, Shad, who has Untitled Organics. So if you want to find information on the course, Erica will put a link.
Yeah.
And I will also tell you, you can go to Untitled Organics, and then there's a natural building section. You can find the course info there.
Yeah, cool.
And it's just an incredible exploration. It's my favorite course I've come up with, and it's so juicy, nourishing. We have some people here who've done the course. So maybe Erica can ask some questions.
Yeah, cool.
You can find out.
I'm taking the course in April, so if you want to come down and spend 9 days together, we can learn from Ashley together. Amazing. So much love, so much good stuff. Cool. Okay, so we're like, by stomping it, you like mix the stuff together, and then this material you see here. You see here, they've already been building this structure. So this is going to be a temescal, and here is a bamboo roof with like the chicken wire. And so the next step is we're going to be filling this in to create the temescal. So yeah, cool, right? Danielle, will the classes be available online? Well, here's the tough part. You can't really touch mud online. So I know that there's a lot of learning available online, but I think what Ashley does that's so amazing is like she creates an experience and a container where you're really learning through your body.
Ready for application?
Yes. Let's see, watch this. So this is how they smoosh it, smoosh it, smoosh it. Yeah, cool. Look, so this is the stuff that we've been working on this morning. Amazing. Cool. All right, guys. Oh, now let's go closer. Now the music isn't on. So this is the other house that they're working on. So there are different ways of combining the materials with different amounts. So this one is heavily with straw, as you'll see, the straw and the mud, or the clay and the water, right? And what is mud? But sand, clay, water, straw. And then, yeah, I think she said this house costs less than $5,000 in materials. That doesn't include the labor, but as you see, it's like her and her friends and like a local guy doing it, you know? Ah, Carrie, right? It's still possible, you know? Anything's possible. So yeah. So Danielle, I will post about the class. Don't let me forget. I have a poster, and I also have Ashley's email address if you want to email her if you're interested in doing any like herbalism consultations. That's what I'm doing with her. In fact, after this, I'm going to send Pedro to do a blood test in poop in a cup, and she's going to read all of that to see what's going on in my body, to see how we can bring in some plants to support my optimal health. So all right. No, Deanna, this is not my house. We are so far. We are so far away from my house. We are still in the womb. It's like, is your kid going to college yet? It's like, no, my child is still in my womb.
Not even in the womb yet.
It's not even in the womb yet. You know, like, no, it is not. Yeah, so all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in for this video, learning about natural building with my dear friend Ashley, seeing the progress of her house. Last time we saw this, it was just a mud structure, and today it is just a beautiful, beautiful place where she lives as she is building her forever home. So I can totally relate. All right. Is my house made out of this as well? April, I don't know. So that is yet to be determined. All right, guys. I am going to go join the fun, and I will see you guys later. Jenny, you know, I'm not sure. I would point that question towards Google. Google knows all. Jenny was asking about apple cider vinegar. Great.
Make sure you're drinking water.
Yeah, let's go get some water. Okay, we'll take one last look at the house, and then we'll say goodbye. Choo, choo, choo. So here is the house made of mud. Doesn't look like it, huh? Doesn't look like it. Beautiful, right? Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. All right, guys. Oh, Teeny, I did not see the caster and probably kill a horse. Well, good thing I don't have any horses there, so thank you very much. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys again very soon.